What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our round 3 battle for the Token Minorities Summer Showdown Search format. Today we're facing off against Randy, coach of the, I believe it's Texas Pokemon Rangers. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. He's a pretty good coach. I believe last week he ended up beating Goldoa Dragon, who is a member of the ICDA with us. He was also a former member of the GBA D League, just like I believe Randy was. Now, Randy's pretty good. He also has a pretty nice team. I believe his team last week was a rain team. And he had a pretty good rain teams like Pelipper, it had Ludicolo, it had Kabutops. I believe he was going to go after Kingdra this round, but he didn't end up going after Kingdra. But I'm going to go over his team, and I'm going to go over my team because we did end up making some changes. So to start off, we actually had the first pick in the randomized draft order, and Randy had the second pick. So with my first pick, I was like, I want to take something that's going to snipe him and snipe him hard. And I actually ended up going with Kingdra. That was a huge mistake on my end because I had Ninetales Alolan form, which was a pretty good wall to Kingdra in general. So I have no idea why I did that, but I did. And I was now just hoping and praying he wouldn't take Scizor with his next 2 picks because I was going to take that next. So he ended up taking with his next pick. I believe he went with, where did he go with? I think it was a Alolan Persian, maybe. I think that's what it was. So yeah, I think he took a Alolan Persian next, which is kind of useful, but I do have soundproof on my Kommo-O, so that's fine. And then on the way back up, he ended up taking Mega Altaria, which was nice. It's a pretty good pick. It helps out with Kommo-O a lot. But then I said I'm taking Scizor, which is honestly a really good pick for me because it lets me drop my Alolan Sandslash. It also helps me out with the Altaria, and it snipes me, well, it snipes him of the biggest threat to me. And then I also picked Mega Sharpedo, which is the only Mega that doesn't have to Mega Evolve first turn, so you have to take advantage of the speed boost. Then he went and picked Lucario, and then he picked, I believe, what did he pick? What did he pick on the way back up? I can't remember. Meloetta maybe? I'm not sure. Let me try and find it in the draft chat. It's gonna take a little bit, but I'm gonna try and find that. Let's see, drafting. He ends up taking Ninetales. That's what he took. So he took Ninetales, like regular Ninetales, and that is really good because it helps him deal with my hail. So he ended up having a team now of Mega Altaria, Ninetales, Piloswine, Ferrothorn, Raichu, Meloetta, Lucario with Z-moves, and Alolan Persian. But we have a team of, oh, and on the way back up, I took Weezing. That was my last pick. We have a team of Alolan Ninetales, Mega Sharpedo, Scizor, Rotom-O, Kommo-O with Z-moves, Cresselia, and Weezing. And from the jump, I knew Rotom-O was not going to be brought. It just could not be brought. This matchup was not for it, but everything else I had a really good matchup, and it really helped me out a lot. So I'm going to go over the team we actually brought. So to start off, you're going to see on your screen here, we have our Alolan Ninetales here. We have, obviously, we have Blizzard, Hidden Power Fire, Moonblast, and Aurora Veil. Our speed is for regular Ninetales. We have enough defense so that Jolly Lucario never kills Ninetales after Bullet Punch, after rocks. Sorry, with Bullet Punch, after rocks, through our Aurora Veil. Kind of specific, I know, but helpful. All of our moves are pretty important. We have no need for Freeze Dry. HP Fire is there for Ferrothorn. We don't need the Dark Pulse for Meloetta because Blizzard does more all the time, so we have that. Next up, though, we have our Kommo-O here. We have enough speed for Mega Altaria. At +2, we outspeed all of his Scarfers except for Pirouette Meloetta, but if he's going to be Pirouette Meloetta that's Scarfed, he's going to be locked in the Relic Song, which doesn't touch me at all because I have Soundproof. We have Soundproof for all the Hyper Voices and Parting Shots. Z Flash Cannon is for Altaria, and a little bit of Piloswine if we really need it. Focus Blast is for things, but ideally I would like to have Flamethrower more because of the Ferrothorn, but we really can't touch things that much because Focus Blast is there for the Persian, because that thing is still a big problem. If it was Fluffy instead of Fur Coat, I would definitely run Flamethrower, but I have to run Focus Blast now. We have Clang Skills because his resists aren't really always resists, especially because we have coverage to deal with them. Next up, though, we have a specially defensive Weezing here. It takes hits from Altaria really well. We have T-Spikes because his only removal is Mega Altaria. Sludge Bomb is all I need for Altaria. Flamethrower is there for Lucario and Ferrothorn. I originally had Pain Split, but I swapped it for Taunt because the Ferrothorn, the matchup there was against each other, and it ended up just being problematic with Stealth Rocks and with Leech Seed. Next up, though, we have our Sharpedo here. It is a Mega Sharpedo. We have Earthquake, Protect, Crunch, and Ice Fang. We have enough speed so that when we Mega Evolve, we outspeed the Ninetales. We also have enough speed so that we outspeed the Meloetta and the Lucario before Mega Evolving, so we don't have to do Mega Evolve turn 1. I originally had Liquidation over Protect, but I had to change that because honestly, I needed the speed. It was more important than having Liquidation, and Liquidation was nice to have. It hit the Persian hardest, but I felt like the fact that he could get Sun pretty much whenever he wanted to was a bit of a detriment to my team, so I needed to run Protect instead. Next up, though, we have our Scizor here. We are Ockerberry this week, Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Superpower, and Roost. We have enough special defense and HP so that Fire Blast from Timid Altaria never Okos after Rocks and our Ockerberry. Bullet Punch, obviously. U-Turn, obviously. Superpowers for Steel types, and we have Roost over Defog because it's a really strong Pokemon at kind of walling his team, even though we have very little defensive investments. Because we do have pretty good typing, we're only weak to fire, of course. And my team in general, I don't think he's going to bring Spikes and Stealth Rocks. I think he's just going to bring one, and Stealth Rocks doesn't really hurt my team as much, and obviously Spikes can be kind of a pain, but I expect Stealth Rocks a bit more. Next up though, we have our Cresselia here. We have enough HP and special defense, so we're never 3 KO'd by Timid, Life Orb, Dark Pulse from Lucario, never 2 KO'd by +2 Dark Pulse from Ninetales. We stall up +2 Fire Blast in the Sun with Moonlight. Our defense, so we're never OHKO'd by +2 Lucario's Crunch after Rocks. Basically, we have a ton of calcs that are in this I made around this Cresselia that makes it really bulky and take hits really well. Moonblast is there for his dark types, his dragon types. Slash is there for pretty much everything else. Thunder Wave is because Lucario can't be poisoned, and that thing is a huge threat to my team. Obviously, Moonlight for recovery is needed. So guys, that's my team. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you think, well, who you think is going to be the MVP of this week's battle. For me, I'm definitely leaning towards Kommo-O. This thing is so strong. But yeah, guys, I'll be right back with the battle. All right, guys, here we are back with the battle. As you can see, my opponent brought the Alolan Persian, the Ninetales, the Lucario, the Ferrothorn, Mega Altaria, and the Meloetta. So pretty much the exact 6 that I expected from the mocks I was being given. I do want to say thank you before we get started to Tails for the team building help and the drafting help. I also want to say thank you to Scrappy for the mocks that he's been providing me with throughout the entire tournament. Also to Aaron, who's actually recorded, I believe, all of our battles for us so far, and he recorded this one as well. So huge thank you, Aaron. And also to Drake, who's gemmed our teams. So thank you to those 4 guys. The links are down in the description. Tails and Scrappy. Well, Scrappy has a channel. Tails doesn't have a channel, but yeah. Anyways, so thank you to those guys, and let's just get started. I'm leading off with my Weezing here. It is my best lead 100% of the time. So I'm gonna try and speed this up a little bit. And I'm expecting to lead off with like the Ferrothorn, and I have Taunt for that, but he ends up leading off with his Persian, and now I'm thinking I can't get up my Spikes. This is going too fast. I'm expecting to get my Spikes turn 1, but he can go for the Taunt, so because of that, I'm going to just go for the Sludge Bomb right here. It is by far my best play because 1, I can potentially poison this thing, 2, I avoid the taunts, but he goes to the Parting Shot there, which is kind of unfortunate. I should have just gotten up a layer of Toxic Spikes, but whatever, he goes into his Meloetta. And I'm hoping for a poison now because this thing behind a sub is kind of scary for my team, especially because he has leftovers, but we don't get the poison. Whatever, I can now switch out freely into my Scizor. Unless he goes for the Hidden Power Fire twice, predicting the switch, then we're fine. We can live the next Hidden Power Fire because he's only leftovers. So he goes to the Psychic here, and Psychic is actually going to do a decent chunk of damage to me, and this shows he's actually, I believe, I think it was max special attack Timid, if I'm not mistaken. So he probably doesn't have Substitute because he needs a decent amount of HP to be able to take hits from the things that he wants. He uses the Hidden Power Fire here. We guaranteed live this through our Occa Berry, which is beautiful. And we can go for the U-turn here. U-turn has a chance to take my beliefs to roll in our favor to do it, but we do manage to go for the U-turn here. Thankfully, we do live the hit again. And U-turn comes out, and you're going to see it just OHKOs that thing straight up. So one of the biggest threats to our Weezing is now gone. Weezing actually beats, I believe, everything on his team 1v1 pretty much. Once we get T-Spikes up at least. So we're in a good spot there. I go into my Weezing here, and I can get up 2 layers of T-Spikes as long as it doesn't go into his Persian. But if he does, Sludge Bomb. So he goes into his Altaria here, and I'm thinking, okay, my Weezing is meant to check this thing. I have to be at like 60%, I believe, to die to a Draco, so I should be fine. I'm going to go for the Toxic Spike here to see what he's doing, see if he goes for a Dragon Dance maybe, but then again, if he goes for a Dragon Dance, I'm just going to click Sludge Bomb. I should be fine again. So Moonblast comes out, and this shows me he obviously he knows what he's doing. He doesn't have the Hyper Voice for the Kommo-O, and I got a layer of Toxic Spikes. I'm like, this is perfect. We're just gonna get another layer of T-Spikes up. I make sure, I'm 100% sure that I live this next Moonblast plus a Draco Meteor. So he's gonna go for the Moonblast here. And I'm like, we should be in a great spot. I can then go for a Sludge Bomb, or I can go and just switch out into whatever I need to switch out. But he gets a crit there, and that crit is honestly big because now we're in range of the Draco Meteor. Max Special Defense Weezing is pretty bulky, even though it's only got like 75 base Special Defense, I believe. So it is really unfortunate that we do end up getting the crit there. But I'm thinking, you know what, it's fine. It's fine, I'm just going to sack this thing off. He goes for Draco Meteor. I was kind of hoping he would just go for the Moonblast, still thinking he wouldn't be in range, but he does go for the Draco. And now we're down our first Pokemon, and well, he's at -2. I'm thinking I can send him my Kommo-O here, but we still die to a, we still go down to a -2 Moonblast, which is crazy. So I have to go with my Scizor here, and I'm thinking I have to go for the Bullet Punch. It's my only play. I can't risk him potentially going for the Fire Blast now, and outspeeding me because we died to everything. So I go for the Bullet Punch right now just to get some chip on it, enough to get it in range of my Kommo-O. But he goes into his Ferrothorn, so that's good. He gets the chip he needs on my Scizor to be able to KO with whatever he wants to go for. But at this point here, I'm going to go for the Roost. I'm just going to let him go for the Stealth Rock or the Leaf Seed, whatever he's going to go for. And I'm in a great spot because, honestly, I have 2 layers of T-Spikes up. everything that comes in now is going to be poisoned. My Cresselia is still at full HP. We're in a good spot. So I go for the Roost there, and he gets to the rocks. And at this point, I'm going to click the Superpower. I've been saving it for this thing or Lucario. And honestly, as long as we do over half, we should be in a great spot here. So I'm going to go for the Superpower here, and I'm hoping that we put in range so that even at -1, we do manage to take it out. So Superpower comes out, and look at that, we do just over half, about like 60%, but we're definitely not going to take it out now, especially because I'm going to die to the next round of Iron Barbs pretty much. I can't have that happen, especially because it's either I'm going to die the next round of Iron Barbs, or I'm going to die the next round of Iron Barbs plus knockoff, plus rocks, one of the options that there is. So I'm going to go for the Roost here, get back up some HP. He's going to be able to go for another knockoff, and I'm going to go for the U-turn after this. I can't go for the Superpower because I'm basically wasting time going for that, and I should just go for the U-turn, get out of there, go with my Kommo, because it looks like the only way he can touch my Scizor is with knockoff. So U-turn comes out. We revealed all of our movesets so far, which is kind of unfortunate, but there's no surprise really. It's a Scizor, it's just running the same few moves. So I U-turn out now, and I go straight into my Kommo because he can't touch me because knockoff is his best option to do so. Anyways, hoping he doesn't go for the Leaf Seed here or the Toxic on the switch, but thankfully he just does go for the knockoff. Anyways, right here I can now go for my Focus Blast. Focus Blast is just, if it lands, we're in a great spot, and if it misses, well, I mean, it kind of sucks if he's going for like knockoff for Leaf Seed or Toxics, but we do land thankfully, and down goes the Ferrothorn. Anyways, we're up, and I believe, what is this? I think it's like 5-4 maybe? Yeah, I think so. 5-4, right? Yeah, so he goes into his Altaria here. I can't Oko this thing with the Focus with the Z Flash Cannon, so I have to switch out and go into my Cresselia here. It's my only thing I'd love to take it. If I still had my Weezing around, I would definitely switch into that, sack that thing off, and kind of play around that, but I can't. So he goes for the Moonblast here. I believe it's his best play because it hits my Kommo super effectively, and he doesn't have to worry about the drop from the Draco. So we're going to be losing a bit of health here. I can just go freely for the Moonblast. I believe he's going to try and switch out into the Persian here, because obviously it's immune to my Psychic type moves, and it can hit me hard with like a Foul Play. It can go for a Dark Pulse or a knockoff or something, so I gotta be careful with that thing. But he goes into his Ninetales, and I'm like, this is perfect. He's gonna wear himself down because of the Toxic, and I can go for Psyshock next turn. We stall this thing out pretty much perfectly. So yeah, so I'm gonna go for the Moonblast here. On my next turn, I'm gonna click the Psyshock. Psyshock is obviously gonna do a bit more than Moonblast because you're gonna see Moonblast being resisted, and hitting Pokemon that has 100 base special defense, we're doing nothing to that thing. Anyways, Psyshock will come out, and I only really have to worry about this thing going for Toxic, and even then, Toxic isn't that big of a deal, because as long as we can send in our Kommo on something, not free, but something decent, we can just win the game. If we get the +2 with the Rock Polish, we actually just win 100%. We just have to land hits. So he gets the Toxic off, and our Cresselia is now poisoned, and at this point here, I'm just going to go for the Psyshock. You're going to see it does like, what, 30%, 25%, something like that. Let's see. I forget how much it does. It does about like 25%. So he gets another round of leftovers, and poison will then eat up a bit more of his health. So at this point, I'm thinking I need to predict the Persian coming in. I have no reason to not do that. So I'm going to click the Moonblast here. I need to get damage off on the Persian, because that way I don't have to risk a Focus Blast miss on the Persian. So I think I need to get him at like 70% to be able to have Climbing Scales Oko, I believe. Maybe 60%, something like that. Then comes the Lucario. So we do get off the Moonblast on the Lucario, which is nice. If we get a special defense, a special attack drop, that'd be really good, really useful, because this thing would need to get an Acid Plot up to start even doing any damage, basically. At this point here, I'm going to click the Thunder Wave. This is the reason why I have Thunder Wave, because Lucario is a bit of an issue for me. If it gets the +2, it can basically sweep my team if it doesn't have the, if it's not paralyzed. So he goes for the Nasty Plot there. I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm going to click the Psyshock now. Except, you're going to see right here, spoilers alert a bit, I actually misclicked here, and I go into my Ninetales. I was trying to check out my Lucario, my Scizor stats to see if I could live a +1 Vacuum Wave, which I can't, because I'm only at like 50 HP. So yeah, I ended up switching out when I want to stay in and click Psyshock, because Psyshock would have been like 35% of this thing, and that would have been enough to have it so that so that would have been enough so that we can basically make it so that Bullet Punches could KO. I wouldn't have to go for a Focus Blast on this thing with my Kommo. But I go into my Ninetales on the misclick, set up the Hail, and oh god, he's going to break free, and he's actually going to go for the Flash Cannon here, and Flash Cannon is going to obliterate us, because 4 times effective, it's +1. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. I did misclick there, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't cost us the game at all, because we do get Hail, we're still chipping this thing down. But I go with my Kommo here, I'm like, all I gotta do is land a Focus Blast, and this game is over. Can I land 2 in the same game? Let's see. Focus Blast comes out, and we miss. And he breaks free, and he goes for the Flash Cannon, the Z Flash Cannon, I should say, actually. And that, guys, this is where the game ends. 100%. We have nothing to do. The only way we can beat him now is if I go into my Sharpedo, click Earthquake, hoping he gets paralyzed on the Vacuum Wave, and that's the only way we actually have a chance at winning this game. And even then, it's going to be a really uphill battle because his Persian's still at full, his Altaria is pretty much at full, his Ninetales is still pretty much healthy, it's got like 65% HP. So yeah, that's what happens when you rely on Focus Blast to win a game. You miss. So let's see, does he get Vacuum Wave paralyzed here, or T-Wave paralyzed here? Let's see. No, he doesn't. And that, guys, this is where the game's gonna end. I still have a small chance if he gets paralyzed, I think, one more time, maybe twice even. If I want to be safe, I can go for the 2 bullet punches and take this thing out. But at this point here, I'm gonna go for the superpower with my Scizor. It's my best play. We definitely die to a +1 Vacuum Wave, so let's see, does he get, what is I saying? What am I saying? Does he get paralyzed? No, he does not. Down goes our Scizor. So yeah, guys, we only have left our Cresselia here, and this thing is pretty much going to go down to whatever. We're toxic, we can't switch out. So that's going to be the game, guys. We're going to end up losing. I'll spoil it a bit. We're going to end up losing 3-0 because Lucario gets paralyzed once here, and we're going to outspeed it twice, not to take it out. So we lose 3-0, guys, and we get knocked out of the tournament. It's really unfortunate. I really thought we definitely had a chance to win the whole thing. We've been playing extremely well throughout the entirety of the tournaments. The first week, we definitely did an amazing job with our Sharpedo saving things late game, so we can clean with that. We also had Sandslash pick up amazing kills with that game. Then last week, we had Kommo-O come through and just break holes through our opponent's team until we could have basically everything else sweep. And then this week, I think we played things really well. We made sure that we could set up with our Kommo-O and just go and get a win there. But we ended up missing, and that's what cost us the game, which is really unfortunate. Now, obviously, I misplayed with my Ninetales, but I don't think that was anywhere near as impactful in the game as my Kommo-O going down. So yeah, guys, we do pick up a 3-0 loss. I do want to say thank you again to those 4 guys I mentioned before, Scrappy, Tails, Drake, and Aaron for helping us out. This tournament, how we did in this tournament could not be possible without those guys, so thank you very much. And also GG to my opponent. Best of luck in the next few rounds. Hopefully you end up making it and winning all the way. I want to see I can lose to the champion. So yeah, anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, of course. Let me know what has been your favorite parts of the Token Minorities Summer Showdown search format for us. And yeah, for me, it was definitely, I think last week was definitely the best week for me. It was just a lot of fun playing against Kelly. And yeah, so anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time.